Keyboard language keeps changing in Windows 10. So I recently did a clean install of Windows 10 English. I configured it to have English UI language but Norwegian keyboard. I have several problems with that setup. The keyboard language keeps switching to English constantly. I can't see the language bar nor the language toggle pop up when I swap. I have bound the Norwegian keyboard layout to Shift plus Alt plus 0 and that works, but it's annoying to have to do that every 5 minutes. Also, I find it weird that I can't see the language bar neither on the desktop nor on the toolbar. Anyone have any idea of what might be wrong? Here are some screenshots of my settings. PS The only time I see the language toggle pop up is actually when I'm logged out in the lock screen and press Win plus space. Nothing happens if I do that after being logged in.
Turns out I had to configure a keyboard layout in the first screenshot. You'll notice it says keyboard, none available. So clicking options here, then add an input method, and then selecting QWERTY Norwegian solved the case. I don't know how I was able to install Windows with such a borked language setup. Anyway, I advise everyone to watch more closely the language questions upon initial install.
In Windows 10, by default, pressing Ctrl plus Shift, or for some Alt plus Shift, thanks Madmanio, will cycle through any keyboard layouts that you might have mapped, and it's surprisingly easy to do this by mistake. If you keep pressing Ctrl plus Shift, or whatever you might have changed it to, then soon you should get back to the correct setting. Alternatively reboot, which is what I did first time. Smile. Updated August 2019, you can change/disable this by Be warned, the above doesn't always work. Restarts and sleep mode can both change keyboard default, usually to us. I found no cast iron solution, though creating a new profile can help, though not a particularly satisfactory answer. Imho. In an emergency, to bring up the on-screen keyboard might help temporarily. Also note that it's possible to disable this so that no key combination will change the language. Change the keys to not assigned. See answer below from Mort for more info.
(2018-2019) answer. I had the same issue, trying to use Polish keyboard with English UI language of Windows. Every time I locked the computer, it came back to US keyboard. The problem was that I was having Polish keyboard under Polish language, where in fact, what I really wanted was a Polish keyboard under English language. I removed Polish language pack, added Polish keyboard under English language, and removed American keyboard from English language. See the screenshot below. So in short, the trick is to add your desired keyboard as the only keyboard under the default language. This works for me because I generally type in English, only sometimes I want to input in Polish, but I can do it without changing the keyboard, since Polish keyboard is fully compatible with us QWERTY. Additional notes. As at Gunyozen mentioned, some language/keyboard configurations might show only in language bar, but not in the language settings keyboards list, so you cannot remove it. Particularly, this happens after a major update of Windows. To remove one of those items, for example, lang equals us, keyboard equals Canada, you have to add the same exact combination of the item you want to delete via the language settings list, and then remove it. Click on the plus, add a preferred language, add an item with the lang equals us and keyboard equals Canada. Then remove it. Then delete the preferred language you just created. This removes the invisible keyboard.
If you click on the Change Language bar hotkeys link, visible in your last screenshot, you should be able to see which keys are bound to change the keyboard language. The default settings are very easy to hit when using the keyboard, thus suddenly changing the keyboard language. Changing the keys to not assign will prevent the keyboard language from switching accidentally.